welcome to Nadia Studio. I am working on two pieces actually for the Homeschool Creative seasonal prompt, and this season's prompt, and it's our first one actually, fairy tale with a twist. And that's right up my alley. I love my fairy tales, and I chose Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. So you can see I changed their genders. I changed kind of the dynamic between them. As you can see here, they're more playful and fun. And I thought Little Red Riding Hood is less of kind of the airhead or she's a little clueless and doesn't quite listen. I thought he actually, in this case, that he's the boy. He's quite the responsible one and maybe mature, and she's kind of the playful little mischievous as wolves can be, but she's the one more with her head in the clouds and distracted by pretty things, as kind of original fairy tale Red Riding Hood was. So that's my little take on it. And I also want to incorporate fall elements, since this is our fall prompt. And I really loved how it came out. And I wanted to talk about kind of the role fairy tales have right now in the industry for aspiring illustrators and even authors. I'm sure many of us are familiar with the whole fairy tale retellings, and villain backstories are very popular. But overall, we constantly seem to keep drawn back to fairy tales. There's something about them that we want to keep very present in our contemporary society, as well as enjoying the classics and the old versions as well. They never get old. There's something very timeless about them, and something that can translate into modern cultures. And as such, whether it's a retelling or just going off of the classic premise, for sake of portfolio pieces or submission pieces, it is a good idea to either illustrate a couple pages you would do in this case, take Little Red Riding Hood, either classic version, or if you want to do a spin like I did, and show some pieces of the fairy tale people are familiar with, but what would it look like in your style? Further, if you want to showcase how you are capable of keeping characters consistent, you know how to do a full book, you can do layouts and show different settings, different emotions. You can illustrate out or do a dummy book of the full fairy tale. And by dummy book, I mean it won't all be fully painted and fully finished. You would keep some pages that are sketched or line art that you can get the idea. And then other pages that are fully rendered so you can see the full vision. For portfolio pieces, I think a fully done story would be a great thing, but obviously that's more work, so it's kind of up to you how you would want to do that. And it gives you a bit of a focus on how to develop portfolio pieces, because sometimes it's overwhelming, sometimes you don't know where to go with it. So it just narrows you down, gives you a goal, and so you work on your character design, you work on keeping them consistent, and how can you make yours interesting? Since we already know this tale, how are you going to make it look interesting? Now, that's kind of for picture books and the like, but you can also do it for the covers, whether it be for picture books, or if you are looking for more YA or older books, you can do like a dystopian fairy tale version. You don't necessarily in this case have to stick to fairy tales, but if you were to run with the fairy tale theme, you can get very creative with that and do takes on that, or a romance based on the fairy tale theme. Kind of whatever, again, you want to be shooting for. So fairy tales are kind of recycled a lot because they are so familiar, and they are just a good basis for something people are familiar with, and to showcase not necessarily your unique storytelling skills as far as coming up with something very new, but saying, look, this is what my art looks like with these characters you're already familiar with. And again, you can play with it. You can get creative with it if you are trying to pitch a fairy tale retelling, fairy tales with a twist. You can totally do that. I intend to do that myself because I'm just obsessed with my fairy tales. Um, and here we are on to, I really wish I hadn't lost the footage of the early process of this because I really liked how it was looking. But I'm kind of on to the last layers for it. Um, and again, like I find that if she is very distractible, maybe ADHD, and she's just chasing butterflies, I'm not actually sure if butterflies are out and about in the fall, but let's ignore that. And he's after her and is like, no, we need to go to grandma's or whatever the case may be, that she's just always on the run and he's looking out for her. Um, or I don't know if she's heading into a cliff, who knows? But I like pushing the dynamics and pushing expressions to be something a little different. I originally wanted him to be dark haired, but I do like how the blonde looks, actually, a little dirty blonde. And I gave her yellow highlights because of just the fall mood. And here are the final pieces. So thanks for watching.